commander-in-chief. She also talked about how he is loose with the truth and divisive, and doesn't have any real ideas. So she made the case why he's not fit to be commander-in-chief. Can you make the affirmative case? Why are you confident he'll be a good commander-in-chief?
Yeah. So I listened to the speech, and I heard a little bit of the interview in advance, George, and my take on it is this. I think that her team feels that her service as Secretary of State has made her incredibly vulnerable. I think you talked to her about some of the judgment issues that she made in actually running the department. But if you think back to the decisions that were made in 2011, they were really disastrous, and she played a central role in really creating a home for where ISIS resides today. If you look at the Libyan excursion, which I think will be a textbook case for what not to do in making foreign policy decisions, an unbelievable decision. Then you look at the precipitous leaving of Iraq, and then you look at encouraging the moderate opposition in Syria and never following through. I think that they feel that she's very vulnerable, and I think that's why these attacks are being made.
I understand that's your case against
Mr. Trump.
Yeah. What's the affirmative case, though, for Donald Trump? Why are you confident he's going to be a good commander-in-chief?
Yeah. So look, I think he's at a point where it's at his fingertips now. He has an opportunity to transition. He's talking to people that I respect greatly. Secretary Baker, Dr. Kissinger are people that are two of the most the greatest foreign policy experts in our nation. So he's talking to the right people. And it's my hope that now that this primary decision process is over, it's like moving from the major leagues to the World Series. It's my hope that he's going to transition into that phase. He has an opportunity to really change the trajectory of our country, and it's my sense that he will take advantage of that. I hope that he will, but we'll have to see.
He said this week he's not going to
able to do that. Well, I think that he's going to have to change, and the fact is, I'm not talking about him necessarily changing his views, but I think that he's now moving into a different phase. He's talking to the right people. My sense is, I talked to both Dr. Kissinger and Secretary Baker prior to the meetings. I've talked to them after the meetings. My sense is he's asking all the right questions. He's talking with people all around the country that are experts in this regard. And I think they know that they're in a place where this campaign has to evolve.
Let's talk about.
Let me go back and say again.
Go ahead.
I think, again, if you go back and look at Secretary Clinton, who I had a professional relationship with, the fact is that she's already shown that her judgments relative to foreign policy have much lacking. She made decisions back in 2011 that really created a home for ISIS today, and I think that they are trying to obviously paint him as someone who is unstable because they really realize the vulnerabilities that she has, and the judgments that have made in the past have made her that way.
Let's talk about his ideas.
So look.